Hey everyone, welcome back to So Happy. Today we're sewing up this free Unfettered Patterns design, the denim polo dress, which I've made the slightest adjustment to sew it as a top instead, just by cropping it at the hip line. The construction stays exactly the same, so whether you're making the dress or the shirt today, you can sew right along with me. My first version was sewn in a lightweight stretch corduroy, and I left the placket open with no closure. You'll notice how the slight spandex content gives the shirt a little more of a relaxed feel, and the open placket adds to that casual vibe. It's a great option if you love texture and a slightly softer, broken-in look. For today's video, I'm sewing with a lightweight cotton twill and finishing the placket with snaps instead of buttons. This fabric has more of a structured drape and a cleaner finish, which really highlights the collar and the placket construction. And the snaps are a super quick alternative to sewing those buttons and buttonholes. Fast and functional while still keeping a polished look. We'll be sewing every step of this project together, forming the darts, building the placket, and constructing the collar and the collar stand. So by the end, you'll have a flattering garment that you can confidently recreate again and again. Let's get started. Here is the wrong side of my front bodice piece, and I've gone ahead and marked my darts. Now I'm going to pin them in place. Now I'll sew from the outer edge to the point, leaving thread tails at the point so I can tie them in knots. Then I'll press my darts down toward the bottom of the garment. Then we can turn this front bodice piece to the right side. I've applied interfacing to the wrong side of my placket piece, and I'll place it right sides together with the center opening. Make sure to transfer the dot on the placket from your pattern piece. Pin in place, raw edges even. Sew from the top raw edge to the dot, backstitching to secure with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. With the opposite placket piece also interfaced along the wrong side, place it right sides together with the opposite side of the center opening. Pin in place. Sew in the same way from the top raw edge to the dot, backstitching to secure. At the bottom of that center opening, we're going to snip into the main bodice fabric only, from the bottom edge of the fabric to the point that we sewed to on both sides. I'll move that placket material out of the way, clip from the corner to the dot transferred from the pattern. Repeating on both sides. Fold both outer edges of both placket pieces to the wrong side by 3/8 of an inch. Now that I have those outer edges of the placket folded to the wrong side by 3/8 of an inch, I'm going to fold these pieces in half and turn them to the inside along the main stitches. Those slits that we made at the bottom of the bodice fabric will allow us to turn the bottom of the placket to the inside as well. On the inside, make sure that the seam allowance of the placket that we already sewed is pressed toward the placket, and that the folded opposite edge covers the stitching line. Pin in place from the right side. I'm placing my pins right inside the seam that we already sewed, making sure that I'm catching the folded edge of the placket on the inside as I pin. Do this to secure both plackets, then we'll stitch in the ditch for both sides to secure from the top raw edge to the bottom of the placket opening. On the bottom of the placket on the inside of the garment, I've made sure that those pieces are overlapping and the bottom raw edges are even. I'm going to finish those raw edges together. Then I'll take the small flap of center bodice fabric at the bottom of the placket and make sure that it also is completely tucked to the wrong side. Once it's tucked, it should form a nice straight line at the bottom of the placket. Edge stitch in place along the bottom of the placket to secure the bodice fabric. Place your back bodice pieces right sides together along the center seam and pin in place. Sew with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press to one side. Now we can place the front and back pieces right sides together along the shoulders and the side seams, pinning in place on both sides of the garment. Sew both shoulder seams and both side seams with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press toward the back of the garment. Here is the wrong side of one of my sleeve pieces. I'm going to pre-press my hem, pressing the raw edge to the wrong side first by 1/4 inch, then once more by an additional 1 inch. I'll unfold those folds and fold my sleeve in half, right sides together. Sew the sleeve seam with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press toward the back. Then we can fold our hem along the pre-pressed creases and pin in place. Edge stitch the hem in place along the upper inner fold all the way around. With your sleeve turned right side out and the bodice still wrong side out, place the sleeve inside the armhole so they're right sides together. Align the sleeve seam with the side seam and pin in place. Also align the remaining notches and pin in place. Then we can sew to secure the sleeve in place with a 3/8 inch seam allowance and finish the raw edges together. Repeat to create and apply both sleeves. We're going to prepare the hem for the bottom of the garment in the same way as we did the sleeves. First, pressing that bottom raw edge to the wrong side by 1/4 inch, then once more by an additional inch all the way around. Then we can edge stitch along the upper inner fold all the way around in the same way as we did for the sleeves. Here are my collar pieces, and I've interfaced the wrong side of one piece. Place these pieces right sides together and pin the outer and top edges. Sew the outer and top edges at 3/8 inch. Trim the top corners, turn this piece right side out and give it a good press. I'm going to mark the center of the bottom raw edges of my collar with a pin. And for my collar stand pieces, which I've interfaced one of, I'm going to mark the center along the top raw edges with a pin. Now I'll place the bottom raw edge of my collar right sides together with the collar stand pieces, sandwiching the collar in between the two pieces, aligning the center markings. So the collar stand pieces are technically right sides together with the collar sandwiched in between. Continue pinning to the bottom of the curved edge of the collar stand. Sew from one bottom end of the collar stand along the top edge to the opposite bottom end with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Snip into the curved edges. Then we can turn the collar stand right side out and give it a good press. I've given this a press. I've also gone ahead and pressed the bottom raw edge of the inner collar stand piece, the interfaced piece, to the wrong side by 3/8 of an inch. Now I'll place the unpressed, uninterfaced collar stand piece right sides together with the neckline, aligning the center of the collar stand with the center back and pinning in place, right sides together. I'll also pin that side of the collar stand to the center front, aligning that single layer of the collar stand along its seam to the finished edge of the placket on both sides. Continue pinning your way around. Sew the outer collar stand to the neckline from one side of the placket to the other with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Careful not to catch the inner folded edge of the collar stand as you go. Now that the main seam is sewn, we'll take the folded edge of the collar stand and place it over the seam line. Make sure the seam allowance that you just created is pressed up toward the collar stand. I'm going to be pinning from the outside of the garment, catching the folded edge as I go. Now that I've pinned from the outside and the folded edge is secured in the pins, I'm going to stitch in the ditch of the main seam all the way around. Now we can add our closures to the front placket. I'm choosing to add snaps here. I've gone ahead and marked the placement of my snaps, and I'll put them in place. And now the polo shirt is complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.